He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. Shots fired! Shots fired! Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
Step back. What you got in your mouth? Spit it out.
Hell no, man. It ain't nothing but some weed out some wheels, I promise you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Shots fired! Get on the ground! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Can you believe what just unfolded? As the video kicks off, an officer spots a man with a rifle, pinpointing his location for his team. In a heartbeat, shots ring out, and the chilling news that 2 Wisconsin police officers have been shot and eliminated is declared. This lightning-fast start really sets a tense and tragic tone for the encounter. Just you wait, there's more where that came from.
He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. Shots fired! Shots fired!
2 Wisconsin police officers are shot and killed after pulling over a suspect wanted for missing child support payments.
Did that just happen? The officers initially pulled over the suspect, Glenn Douglas Perry, for dodging child support payments. Officials later branded Perry as the epitome of evil, which really paints a picture of the danger he posed. This snippet gives us a peek into the suspect's dodgy past and the gravity of the situation. Buckle up, the plot thickens.
Officials now calling him the epitome of evil.
Ready? Are you good? Okay, we're approaching. Yeah, we see it. All right, it's on his left.
Hold on to your popcorn, it's getting juicy. The fatal shooting went down on April 8th in Barron County. The officers caught up in this mess, Emily Breidenbach and Hunter Shield, stumbled upon Perry armed and ready for a showdown when they pulled him over. This key moment introduces our main characters and sets the stage for the unfolding drama. Keep your eyes peeled, the tension is about to skyrocket.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice released dozens of photos and videos to Law and Crime Network, showing what led up to the deadly shooting on April 8th. It happened in Barron County, about 2 hours east of Minneapolis. Chautauqua police officer Emily Breidenbach and Cameron police officer Hunter Shield pulled over an SUV driven by 50-year-old Glenn Douglas Perry. Perry was armed with a rifle.
Things are heating up now. Just days before the shootout, a bench warrant was out for Perry over unpaid child support. Right before the shooting, the Barron County Sheriff dropped a bombshell warning about Perry's mental state and his penchant for violence, advising officers to approach with extreme caution. These tidbits spotlight the red flags raised before Perry's curtain call. Brace yourself. What's next is even more mind-boggling.
Just days before the shooting on March 30th, a civil bench warrant was issued for Perry after he went months without paying child support. Just 1 day before the shooting, the Barron County Sheriff sent out a warning email about Perry's concerning behavior and mental health issues. The email instructed law enforcement officers to use, quote, extreme caution if approaching Perry, as he carried a handgun at all times.
You're not ready for this twist. Officer Breidenbach, wary from the chilling warning email, didn't rush to confront Perry's vehicle. She smartly called for backup. Officer Shield pitched in, and his body cam caught the early moments of their approach. This bit shows the officers' cautious tactics given the looming threats. What unfolds next is nothing short of cinematic.
According to a report by the Barron County District Attorney, 32-year-old officer Emily Breidenbach stopped Perry's vehicle on April 8th during a routine patrol shift. Breidenbach did not immediately pull him over because of the recent warning email. Instead, she called for backup. 23-year-old officer Hunter Shield responded. Shield's body camera footage shows the first moments of the traffic stop.
You'll want to sit down for this. Almost immediately, as Officer Breidenbach halts Perry, he whips out an AR-15 and opens fire, leading to both officers being critically down. The body cam footage captures this heart-stopping sequence, marking the shootout's peak. Fasten your seatbelt. The emergency response is a roller coaster.
The Barron County DA's report states that Breidenbach called out commands to Perry after she pulled him over. Nearly immediately, he grabbed an AR-15 and began firing.
He's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. Shots fired! Shots fired! Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
Shield can be heard putting out a shots fired call before his body camera video shows him falling to the ground.
This aftermath scene is straight out of a blockbuster. After the gunfire, a 911 call from a bystander and the swift mobilization of more police and emergency responders are documented. The urgency and teamwork shown as they secure the scene and tend to the wounded are palpable. Up next, the legal drama unfolds. Spoiler alert, it's a doozy.
Barron County Sheriff's Department paging me Mayo Clinic ambulance. You requested Highway 8 double S, Highway 8 double S for an officer-involved shooting. Time is 15:39. 10-4, we copy. We have EMS page. We'll be sending a chopper.
Both officers are down. He's set up with a rifle.
Some of the first officers to arrive worked to secure the scene, calling for onlookers to leave immediately.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Go!
We're rounding the final corner here. The district attorney's report wraps it up by stating that the officers were justified in their deadly force use. It also reveals that Perry had legally obtained all the firepower found at the scene and in his residence. This wrap-up provides a definitive close on the legal repercussions of the incident and vindicates the officers' actions. As we close this wild ride, take a moment to reflect on this whirlwind of justice and tragedy.
According to the DA's report, Breidenbach fired 2 shots before Perry fatally shot her. Scheel also fired his weapon, but also was shot and killed by Perry. Officials say Perry was shot in the leg. He later died at the hospital. Per the Barron County District Attorney's final report, both Breidenbach and Scheel were justified in their deadly use of force. The report also states that Perry obtained all the weapons used in the shooting and later recovered in his vehicle and at his home legally.
Well, isn't this a surprise? Officers spot an SUV looking all shady without a registration tag. They pull over the vehicle for a registration violation, sparking some serious curiosity about what might be hidden inside. Strap in, because things are about to get interesting.
Go up here and stop this little SUV that's blazing. It didn't seem to have a tag on the back of it. Pull it over for a registration violation.
How you doing? Got your driver's license with you?
Just when you think it's a simple traffic stop, bam! An officer gets suspicious about what's hiding in the suspect's mouth. The officer commands the suspect to keep his hands on the dashboard, setting the stage for a dramatic turn in events. You won't believe what's coming up next.
Step out. What you got in your mouth? Spit it out.
Hell on, man. It ain't nothing but some weed off the wheels, I promise you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Put your hands on the dash right now. Put your hands on the dash. Spit it out, everything now. Spit it out.
Talk about a tense moment. The officer is not messing around, repeatedly telling the suspect to spit it out. Under mounting pressure, the suspect complies, revealing those sneaky bags of drugs. Buckle up, because the roller coaster is just hitting the first loop.
Spit it out.
I promise, look. I promise I ain't got nothing else, bro. I promise.
Open your mouth.
The door ain't gonna open. I promise the door ain't gonna open. I crawl out anything.
Come on, get out. Get out.
It ain't gonna open.
Get out.
I'm getting out.
Put your hands back on the dash right now.
I'm getting out.
I know you are.
I ain't gonna run in there. I promise. I'm right here.
As the plot thickens, the suspect debates whether to swallow the drugs and avoid arrest. His internal struggle highlights the dangerous decisions made in moments of panic. The drama escalates. Don't touch that remote.
What are you gonna try to swallow it for, man?
Man,
Choke and get killed on that.
Cause ain't nothing but a blunt, bro. And I know I'm gonna go to jail for some petty stuff, so I was just gonna swallow it.
I'm gonna pull this guy out. Step out, man.
After the reveal, an officer interrogates the suspect's friend, diving into whether she knew about the drugs. This moment sheds light on the ripple effects of individual actions. The plot thickens. Stay tuned for what happens next.
He tried to swallow about 3 bags of marijuana. Did you know that he had the marijuana on him?
You know, you rolled up.
So you had no idea?
I'm actually mad I'm clean too.
He looked right at you?
I know that because he know he guilty. He know he should have told me that. You know what I'm saying? He know he should have told me. That's his fault though. He's the one. I learned my mistakes. I'm good.
In a twist of honesty, the suspect opens up about his plans with the marijuana, all for himself, not sharing. His openness adds a personal touch to the encounter, weaving a deeper story into the narrative. The intrigue is about to ramp up even more.
You ever had any drug charges?
It's my first time going to jail.
This will be your first time? You made it a good one, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
What was you going to try to do, swallow all 3 bags of weed?
I don't even know, man. Just come take me to jail or do whatever y'all gonna do.
What are you going to do if you choke on that? All right, right now it's marijuana for resale.
Just when you think you've seen it all, another suspect makes a break for it, adding a fresh chase to the mix. This new twist ramps up the action and shows just how unpredictable these situations can be. Wait till you see how this unfolds.
Ran over the sidewalk right over here trying to get into this parking lot, took off, and he realized he overshot that and was in a dead end. Started to open the door to bail, and I challenged him, so I guess we'll see what we have.
It looks like the ignition panel is totally removed, the top's removed.
They're running him and trying to confirm his ID, but it looks like it's probably going to be a stolen.
Yeah, go ahead and look at the ignition. It's about as stripped as they get.
Well then.
Wrapping up, we catch a suspect trying to play it cool despite being busted with meth. His attempts to downplay his actions bring a final twist to this wild ride. But hold on, there's more to this story. Watch as the next chapter reveals itself.
I don't know what the hell you think I think. I'll just know I ain't the one, man.
This never came out of your vehicle?
No, that never came out of my vehicle.
So
never.
When I go back to my dash cam, am I going to see you throwing it out the window?
Yeah,
Let's just be honest. Be honest with me.
Have fun.
Have fun?
Yeah.
All right.
That ain't my...
We'll figure it out. We'll let you know. Thanks.
He was driving with a suspended license. He'll receive citations for that, and he'll be charged with possession of methamphetamine.
Buckle up for this wild ride. The video starts with a New York State Supreme Court judge throwing punches instead of verdicts in a street brawl with his neighbors. As fists fly, the tension escalates quickly, setting a dramatic tone for the whole ordeal. Stick around, it's just warming up.
A New York State Supreme Court judge is in hot water after getting in a street brawl with his neighbors.
And he friggin' whacks me, like slaps me across the face. Okay. So I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? You ripped my friggin' necklace off, okay? So I friggin' push him.
What's more, he threatened and tackled a responding police officer when his wife was cuffed.
And then it hits the fan. The cops show up, and things go from bad to worse when the judge's wife gets cuffed. The judge, not exactly the epitome of calm, threatens the officer, leading to his own arrest. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of chaos and disbelief. But wait, there's more drama ahead.
Put your hands behind your back.
Hey! No! You arrest my wife, you're gonna be sorry.
I don't care. Let him. Let him.
And soon, he too was being detained.
You wanna drop another copper's name? You wanna scream about, Gamali or the mayor? Why don't you shut the fuck up? And you listen, quiet, shut your mouth. Put your hands behind your back. Listen. Put your hands behind your back.
Here's what happened. This is New York State Supreme Court Judge Mark Grisanti. He lives in Buffalo and has had a long-standing disagreement with his neighbors. Simply put, Grisanti and his wife say the neighbors across the street park their vehicles in a strategic way.
You'll get a kick out of what started all this. The judge had previously called 911 over a parking feud, complaining about his neighbor's strategic car placements. This bit of backstory sheds light on the grudge simmering before the brawl erupted. Next up, you've got to see it to believe it.
After Grisanti made this 911 call, things really heated up. There's no audio, but the neighbor's surveillance camera caught part of a brawl on video. Keep in mind, Grisanti is in a white t-shirt and his wife is wearing bright pink. You can see them across the street from the camera, standing in their driveway. About a minute later, they begin walking across the street toward their neighbors. They get in an altercation in the driveway where you see the neighbor take a swing at Grisanti.
Cue the surveillance tape. Here's where you see the judge and his wife, decked out in casual fight night attire, crossing the street to confront their neighbors. The melee that ensues is caught on camera, providing a front row seat to the neighborhood throwdown. The upcoming footage ups the ante.
Soon, the brawl spills over into the street and continues on with Grisanti and his neighbor eye to eye. Eventually, the fight moves into Grisanti's driveway, showing no sign of slowing. Here's some audio of the argument. Another neighbor who saw the fight going down called 911. Here's what happened when Buffalo officers arrived on the scene.
Okay. Okay? Tag me. Rip my friggin' chain off. Okay.
As if it couldn't get any more chaotic, the cops are trying to sort out the mess when the judge and his missus start a verbal showdown with the boys in blue. The confrontation gets heated, showcasing a meltdown of epic proportions. Keep watching, you'll be amazed at what happens next.
Right away, Grisanti and his wife approach the officers, screaming about the altercation. And pretty soon, Grisanti's wife is screaming in her neighbor's face.
Yeah, you got it all on camera.
All right, step.
They're drunk. Okay, well, their stuff is over here. The cigar and her hair.
Okay,
They locked over there.
You're gonna step back.
Here comes the climax. The judge's wife is shoved into a squad car, and the judge, in a not-so-smooth move, shoves a police officer. This key moment of defiance highlights just how heated things have gotten, and believe it or not, the excitement continues to build from here.
We're not doing this.
At this point, Grisanti himself shoves the officer who's cuffing his wife.
We are not doing this.
No,
it's okay.
You better go.
Let him arrest me. I don't care.
Go.
Come on, take
You're
me.
going in the back of the car
I
and
will.
we can deal with this.
No, you have no idea the shit we
Okay.
can't put up with.
Okay, put your hands behind your
I
back
will.
or we are going to have a problem. Put your hands behind your back.
Hey,
No,
arrest my wife. You're gonna be sorry.
I don't care. Let him.
But soon, she's in the back of a squad car.
I don't care. I don't
Okay.
care. If it gets you pieces of shit out of
See?
here, I will.
I'm so done listening to you scream.
From all angles, this brawl is a hot mess. Various viewpoints, including those of other officers and neighbors, provide a broader perspective of the chaotic scene. This insight helps paint a fuller picture of the disruptive brawl and its impact. The next segment will have you saying, "No way."
Girls and a guy against me?
Stop.
Really?
They
really?
come out, they come out and walk the dog, they come out on the porch, they start yelling at her.
Joe, wait
She
till my
crosses the
son
street.
hears.
Get,
Wait till my
get
son hears what
the
you
video
did.
from their phone or from the camera. They friggin' three of them
I don't
pushed her.
care.
So I cross the street, rip my shirt off, friggin' rip my friggin'.
She's good. She's good. She's good.
No,
Ma'am.
you're not doing nothing. Hey! Arrest me.
We're not doing this.
No.
No, it's okay.
As the dust begins to settle, the judge tries to negotiate his wife's release from the squad car, reflecting on the night's wild events with the officers. This aftermath conversation reveals his attempts to manage the fallout from his actions. The tale wraps up soon, and you won't want to miss the conclusion.
At this point, Grisanti asks that his wife be removed from the squad car, and from there, things get tense once again.
Do me a
I'm
favor.
kidding.
Get around in the car and I'll bring her inside. And I didn't mean to tackle you, but I mean, you kind of threw my wife down on the ground pretty hard, and I don't appreciate that.
I understand that.
All right? I really don't. If I would do that to your wife and you were outside, you'd do the same thing.
Sure, if you were a police officer
Okay.
and she was screaming
No,
in my face.
daughter's a police officer, and I know what you guys are going through right now. And trust me, my daughter's a police officer, my son-in-law's a police officer, my
Okay, and if someone was
son's
screaming at
a
your daughter and
firefighter.
approaching her like that, she would have done the same thing.
No, you grabbed my wife from over there and dragged her over here, which was not necessary.
Everything comes to a head in this finale. We find out that no charges were pressed against the judge, though he received a formal wrist slap in the form of censure from the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct. What a wild ride from start to finish, right?
The Erie County District Attorney's Office announced no charges would be filed. This week, the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct censured Judge Grisanti, meaning he won't be removed as a state Supreme Court judge, but he did receive a formal statement of disapproval for his actions.
Can you believe this madness? A groundskeeper named Ethan Lane is charged with attempted murder after allegedly stealing a John Deere tractor from a golf course. He drove it to a college campus with the intent to commit murder. This incident occurred on May 4th in Key West, Florida. Get ready, because it only gets crazier from here.
A golf course groundskeeper is charged with attempted murder after police say he allegedly stole a John Deere tractor from a golf course and drove it to a college campus with the intent to kill. The incident happened on May 4th in Key West, Florida. According to police, 22-year-old Ethan Lane, a groundskeeper at a local golf course, stole the tractor and drove it through a dorm at the College of Florida Keys to allegedly kill 2 people.
You're not going to believe what you're about to see. The body cam footage captures a dramatic moment when the stolen tractor crashes into a police squad car upon the officer's arrival at the scene. The officer was responding to the chaotic situation created by Lane. The tractor is described as a green John Deere located in the middle of College Road. Strap in, because the action heats up even more next.
Body cam video obtained by Law and Crime shows police rushing to the chaotic scene, but the officer is in for a terrifying surprise as the tractor smashes into a squad car as soon as he arrives at the scene.
21, that tractor is going to be on College Road. I believe it's a green John Deere.
This is almost too wild to be real. After being cornered, Ethan Lane tries to flee but is quickly subdued by the police officer, who fires several shots. The officer then commands Lane to get his hands behind his back. Lane tearfully apologizes to the officer, admitting his actions and expressing regret. Up next, the drama continues to unfold with even more intensity.
The officer then fired off several rounds at Lane as he tried to flee.
Shots fired! Get on the ground! Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired across from the DOT. Get your hands behind your back!
As the officer approaches Lane to cuff him, Lane tearfully apologizes.
I'm sorry. Sorry for what? You almost f***ing killed me.
It's hard to keep up with the chaos here. Lane, overwhelmed by the gravity of his actions, acknowledges that he has messed up his life while being arrested. He expresses a wish not to live anymore, indicating severe distress. The police ensure no one was injured and confirm that Lane did not hit anyone. Brace yourself, because what comes next is downright shocking.
I'm sorry. Tuck your knees into your chest.
I fucked up my life.
Yeah,
My life is gone.
I'm downtown 21. I'm 13. My car's destroyed.
Kill me!
I don't want to kill you. I want to protect myself. Why are you acting like this?
I got threatened, and I wanted to kill them.
Check
They
to make sure
threatened me
everybody back
first.
here is good. My aim was that way. Make sure there's everybody back
They
there.
threatened me first. I wanted to kill them. They had to pay.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, Lane left a path of destruction at the college, driving the tractor through a dormitory and using its bucket to damage property. He overturned a truck and struck another vehicle containing a child and her father. His rampage continued until he crashed into a police cruiser, which led to the police shooting. And believe it or not, there's still more mayhem to come.
Prior to the shooting and Lane's arrest, he reportedly left behind a path of destruction. Lane allegedly smashed through a lobby of a dorm building, then used the bucket attachment of the tractor to destroy the overhead plumbing under the building. He then rammed into a truck in the parking lot, overturning it. Then he allegedly smashed into another vehicle using the front of the tractor, striking a car with a 4-year-old girl and her father inside. According to police, the victim saw the tractor veer toward his car, then raised its front end and smashed down on his vehicle. After the victim escaped with his child, Lane allegedly aimed the tractor toward a third car.
You'll want to sit down for this one. The video ends with a discussion on the potential consequences of Lane's actions, noting the serious felony charges he faces, including multiple counts of attempted murder. Legal experts comment on the bizarre nature of the crime and the significant evidence against Lane, suggesting that a plea deal might be his best option. The seriousness of his mental state and its impact on the legal proceedings is highlighted. Stay tuned because the courtroom drama is next, and it promises to be a spectacle.
I'm glad that it didn't result in any loss of life, and if mental health is truly the issue here, I hope the defendant gets the help he needs so that he can hopefully live a productive.
Police say in addition to the 3 attempted homicide charges, Lane reportedly caused hundreds of thousands of dollars of property damage. At this time, he's being held in the Monroe County Detention Center on no bond. According to court records online, Lane is scheduled to appear in court on May 17th. Meanwhile, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is investigating the officer-involved shooting.
Well, stop right there. First off, you're driving without any taillights. Second off, we keep getting reports of people stealing packages off of porches, where all these boxes come from. Phone right there for me.
Mommy,
Put your phone right
what's
there.
going on?
You're being detained as well.
I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then she was like, I'm looking for my dog. You guys have my dog. I'm like, you don't have your dog. And I didn't see that she even had a knife, and then my wife was like, what are you doing with that knife?
The chaos kicked off when a California woman, absolutely convinced her neighbors had snagged her dog, decided the best approach was to confront them with a butcher knife. Accusations flew as she waved the weapon, turning a neighborly dispute into a full-blown thriller. Just wait, it ramps up from here.
It started as a report for a missing dog, but this California woman quickly turned it into something much more sinister.
I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then she was like, I'm looking for my dog. You guys have my dog. I'm like, you don't have your dog. And I didn't see that she even had a knife, and then my wife was like, what are you doing with that knife?
Did that seriously just happen? After leveling accusations at her neighbors, the woman upped the ante by gunning her car towards a deputy who had come to calm things down. The deputy dodged in the nick of time, responding with gunfire as she made a break for it. Buckle up, because it only gets wilder.
After approaching neighbors with multiple butcher knives, she drove her car straight at a deputy, chasing him through her front yard.
The officer was able to move out of the way and shot 7 times toward the suspect.
This led up to an officer-involved shooting and a chase across the area.
Hold the phone. Things just got real. The backstory? It all began with a morning call at 10:30 a.m. Our protagonist, in a panic, reported her dog missing and later, pressed by dispatch, claimed she could hear her pooch in a nearby yard, though she couldn't pinpoint the exact location. The plot thickens, so stick around.
Hello? Hi, this is the Rancho Cordova Police Department. You called about your dog.
The original call came in at about 10:30 a.m. on November 20th of last year. 24-year-old Kyriana Lyles called the Rancho Cordova Police Department in Northern California, reporting her dog was missing. This is a recording from when dispatch called her back.
Yeah, she's barking in the same spot in someone's backyard, but I knocked on two of the neighbors' doors. One of them answered, said that they didn't have the dog. It sounds like it's coming from the house behind there. Okay. But it's like hard to tell. Can you give me an address of where we need to go? Yeah.
Just when you think it can't get any more bizarre, another 911 call comes in, this time from someone else in the neighborhood, reporting a woman on a rampage with a butcher knife. She's not just pacing, she's trying door handles, looking like a scene straight out of a horror flick. And guess what? There's more to come.
Just minutes later, a separate 911 call came in, reporting a woman in the same neighborhood walking around armed with a butcher knife.
Sheriff's Office.
Hey, I'm calling. I live in Rancho Cordova, and there's this woman walking around with a butcher knife, and she just tried to break into our house.
What address is this at? And is the person white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
She's white. She's wearing checkered shorts. She's holding around a butcher knife, and she's going around
What color
and trying to
shirt,
break
ma'am?
into people's houses. Oh, hold on. Let me look at my camera.
You gotta hear this twist. During another call with dispatch, our knife-wielding lady played it cool, falsely claiming she was just chilling in her room, knife-free, despite eyewitness accounts of her outdoor antics. Dispatchers tried to piece together her story and location. Wait until you see her next move.
Hello? Hi, is this? Yes, I just got a phone call. That was me trying to. Are you? I know who has. Okay. I already know who has my dog. Yeah, my dog's in the backyard. Okay. I'm sending officers to help you. Are you carrying a butcher knife? No, I'm sitting in a chair in my room. You're sitting in a chair in your room. You don't have a knife at all? No. Okay. What's your address? What's your room? I got my dog. Thank you. Oh, you already have your dog.
That dial tone at the end of the recording means Lyles hung up on dispatch.
You won't see this one coming. Bodycam footage shows cops chatting with the couple who first spotted her. They narrated the surreal encounter of having a woman with a knife storm their property, demanding her supposedly stolen dog back. Brace yourself, the drama escalates.
Is she one of your neighbors?
So she says she actually knows where she lives. I've never seen her before. We just came out here because she was in her backyard. And we were like, what are you doing? She said, oh, you guys stole my dog, and then pulled the knife out on us.
Body camera video captures the interview with the couple, who described the interaction and hostility coming from Lyle.
We're like, we don't have your dog, and then
How is
put
she?
the knife down.
How is she holding the knife?
I could actually see I have a video on the ring camera.
Videos.
Okay. And I was like, what the heck? And I didn't even see that she had a knife until...
A dog back there?
We have
two dogs. And
Things are heating up. Confronted by deputies at her car, the woman was anything but cooperative, claiming distress and still insisting her dog was stolen. Visible inside her car, she refused to step out. The standoff reaches a boiling point just ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Do you control your dog?
Right now.
Can you control your dog?
Yeah, she's just sitting there.
Okay.
I just got back from getting her. I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm going through a lot.
What are you going through? Here, ma'am, come out here for a minute.
No.
Yes.
No.
We gotta talk about something.
As the conversation continues, Lyles says someone stole her dog, who can be seen inside of her vehicle. Lyles also refuses to step out of the car.
Leave me alone.
Ma'am, step out of the car. Hi, pup.
Someone stole my dog.
Someone stole your dog?
Yeah.
Okay,
all
do you
my
live here?
gates are closed.
Ready for the next level? In a daring move, she slammed her car into reverse, nearly taking a deputy with her, then charged forward, targeting another deputy with her vehicle, igniting a lawn chase. The thrill ride isn't over. Keep watching.
The next moments come quick as Lyles throws her vehicle in reverse and backs up as the deputy still holds onto her hand. After that, she slams the car in drive and heads straight for one of the deputies, even chasing him across her lawn. During this time, two deputies fire a total of 10 shots at Lyles. They later learned she'd been hit in the arm. None of the deputies were injured, and the dog was also unharmed.
Just when you think it's winding down, she peeled out of there, sparking a high-speed chase narrated live over police radios. Shots were fired, but thankfully, no officers were hurt during the adrenaline-pumping pursuit. The climax is just around the corner.
As Lyles drives off, deputies rush for their squad cars to begin a chase.
Vehicle's going to be a white Dodge Challenger heading now southbound. Shots fired, all officers are okay. Vehicle fled from us. It's a white female adult attached to the call.
Lyles was on the run for about 15 minutes until sheriff's deputies caught up with her.
turn off the car! Hey, turn off the car! Put your keys out the window!
What a roller coaster to the finish. After her capture, the woman was treated for a gunshot wound and then booked on serious charges, including assaulting an officer. Her bail was a steep $500,000. As we wrap this wild ride, the echoes of this chaotic tale linger.
When she's close enough, deputies tackle Lyles and put her into cuffs. After being treated for the gunshot wound, Lyles was booked into the Sacramento County Jail on charges of assaulting an officer. She's still being held there now on $500,000 bail.
Guess what just happened? The judge invites the defendant, Taylor Shabuzinus, to address the court if she has any final words before the sentence drops. This is a routine part of the gig in sentencing hearings, giving the defendant a moment in the spotlight. Brace yourself for the next bit.
Another sentence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Shabuzinus, this is your opportunity to address me if there's anything on your mind you'd like to say before I pass sentence.
No, there isn't.
Okay. Very good. Well then...
Did that just happen, or am I seeing things? The judge breaks down the must-think-about factors for sentencing, like the seriousness of the offense, the character sketch of the defendant, and the big question, how to keep the public safe. These legal breadcrumbs guide the judge's decision trail. Hang tight, the plot thickens.
The court has to consider the factors set forth in State v. Gallion, so I have to consider the gravity of the offense, the character of the defendant, the need to protect the public, as well as other aggravating and mitigating circumstances, including rehabilitative needs and punishment and deterrence, and then craft a sentence in each case that's appropriate.
I'm still picking my jaw up from the floor. The judge dives into Shabuzinus's backstory, noting a stable but tragedy-stricken childhood, complete with family losses and a dad behind bars. This backstory sets the scene for understanding her life and actions. You'll want to hear what's next. It's a doozy.
The defendant's character, I can say that over the course of this case, I've learned a great deal about you, Ms. Shabuzinus. First of all, you were born in Chicago, lived there until you were about age 12 rather. You seem to have had a stable childhood. You were loved by your mother and your father and your brother. And unfortunately, your mother passed away when you were 12, your brother passed away in a vehicle accident, and your dad's incarcerated. But I'm confident that all three of them probably still love you very much.
This one's a heart-tugger. Despite her rocky road, Shabuzinus scores some family support in court, showing she's not flying solo. The judge highlights the gold star of having family in your corner. Lean in for the next part. It's quite the curveball.
Frankly, today she's got extended family that comes in and does that for her because her direct family are unable to do that for various reasons. And so I think that speaks to Ms. Shabuzinus's character, because there's people in this world who find value and worth in her, that they're willing to come in and stand behind her. So I think that reflects on character.
And now for something completely unexpected. The judge touches on Shabuzinus's early and intense relationship with drugs, coloring her decisions and life path significantly. These details are laid out to paint a fuller picture of her challenges. Up next, we peel another layer of this onion.
I'm cognizant of the fact that she began using drugs at a very young age. Marijuana at age 12, cocaine at around 18, and methamphetamine at around 18 as well. And we've heard a lot of testimony about drug usage. I don't have any doubt that that has an impact on how people conduct their lives and behave from moment to moment. But quite frankly, as far as this incident and these events go, I think I've spoken to this already in prior hearings, but the fact of the matter is, I watched the interview with law enforcement shortly after these events.
You might want to sit down for this part. The court sifts through a mountain of mental health records, revealing layers to Shabuzinus's psyche and the complex interplay of her mind with her actions. What's coming up might just connect some dots.
I've heard about Ms. Shabuzinus's mental health history. I've read stacks and stacks of mental health records that have come in as recently as a few days ago. And I read them over, which allowed me to learn even more about Ms. Shabuzinus and about her character and who she is as a person. I've heard about her son, who lives in Texas, and I'm absolutely convinced that she loves her son. I'm going to say more about that in a minute, but that's a piece of who she is because she's a mom. And I think that is a title that is a precious title, and it's an important title. I'm also convinced that a person comes into this court with their life up to that point in time as a demonstration of their character.
Seriously, can you believe it? The judge talks hard truths about personal responsibility, cutting through the tragic backstory to spotlight the importance of steering your own ship, regardless of the stormy weather you come from. Don't blink now. The judge isn't done yet.
But you are responsible for where you're going. So there's a lot of tragedy that has occurred in Ms. Shabuzinus's life. There really is. I've already reflected on some of that, and it almost seems as if you could apply the phrase "she never had a chance" to Miss Shabusiness. And but as I said, you're not responsible for where you come from, but you are responsible for the choices you make about where you're going. And Mr. Business has got to be held responsible for that. And this is the ending of a process that is doing just that.
Are you ready for this roller coaster? The judge lays out the brutal nature of the crime, a narrative so severe it shakes the basic human decency scale. This harsh reality sets the stage for a no-nonsense sentence. Get ready, the verdict is about to drop.
At the same time, I'm absolutely convinced that irrespective of the sentence that Ms. Shabusiness gets, which in light of these charges is going to be a life sentence, every human being has the ability to move forward and find meaning in their life, and Ms. Shabusiness has that opportunity, just like anybody else in this courtroom. She has the ability to do that, and I certainly hope that for her. But all of those things I reflect on when I consider the character of this defendant. Next, I move on to the gravity of the offense.
Here's where it gets real. The need to shield the public from potential future episodes by Shabusiness takes center stage, with the judge pointing out how her unpredictable nature is a wild card no one can ignore. The finale is just around the bend.
Is an important factor the court needs to struggle with as well. And in light of what I've just indicated, I think it's plain that there is a need to protect the public in this case. As I said, this behavior seems so removed from the human community as to be unpredictable. It really is. And in a place where this kind of an offense, kind of actions, kind of a crime is possible, with no advanced warning signs, and absolutely anything's possible then. Where this kind of a thing is possible, absolutely anything is possible. And from that, the public needs protection.
Feel the suspense building? The judge rolls out the sentence, slamming down life without parole, plus some for good measure, addressing each charge with a firm hand. This is the climactic moment where justice meets the road. Stick around, there's a bit more spice to add.
It's the decision of this court and the judgment of the law that Ms. Shabusiness be sentenced as follows. As to in 22 CF 363, count 1, that's the first degree intentional homicide as a repeater. It's a Class A felony. Going to impose life imprisonment without the possibility of extended supervision. I believe that's appropriate in light of the findings that I've already made. As far as count 2, mutilation of a corpse as a repeater, a Class F felony, I'm going to adopt the recommendation of the pre-sentence investigation writer, 7.5 years of initial confinement followed by 4 years of extended supervision. That'll be consecutive to count 1.
And for the cherry on top, as the sentencing wraps up, Shabusiness is tasked with a laundry list of rehab and assessments to tackle her substance and mental health issues, a nod to giving her tools for some kind of future behind bars. Don't wander off. The judge has a few last words to seal the deal.
And that'll be the order of the court. Then, Mr. Freilich, you can go over your client's appeal rights with her.
Yes, I will.
With that, then, this matter is now concluded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you believe this start? The video introduces a prominent and wealthy family from southern Florida, known for their high standing in the community. They seem to live a picture-perfect life, admired by all. This setup leads into a story of their life turning tumultuous due to a messy divorce. Buckle up, because it's about to get even wilder.
This is a prominent family, highly regarded. They live in an area that is with, financial resource.
From a picture-perfect life in southern Florida to a messy divorce, years in the making.
Those who could love passionately could hate passionately.
This twist is jaw-dropping. A serious accusation surfaces against the Miami real estate developer, who is alleged to have poisoned his estranged wife amid their divorce proceedings. Symptoms of her illness began shortly after she filed for divorce, sparking suspicions and a complex investigation. Federal agents have conducted raids on his home and office, indicating the seriousness of the allegations. Hang on, because the backstory is just as intriguing.
Divorces may come with a heightened level of emotion.
Now, this prominent Miami-Dade developer is accused of poisoning his estranged wife.
The symptoms of her illness started shortly after she requested the divorce.
And while charges have yet to be filed, there have been federal raids on both his home and real estate office.
You won't see this in a soap opera. The tale of Sergio and Sana Pino, married since 1992, with 2 daughters, unfolds unfolds with decades of opulence, with Sergio being a mogul in the real estate industry. The marital strife kicked off dramatically in 2022 when Sana filed for divorce, followed swiftly by her mysterious symptoms of fentanyl poisoning. The plot thickens dramatically here. Keep watching because the next part adds layers to the mystery.
To understand the case as of now, we have to head back to 1992 when Sergio and Tatiana Pino got married. The couple were together for decades and even share 2 daughters. They're based in the Miami, Florida area, where Sergio is the president of Century Home Builders Group, a position he's held for 32 years. But this lavish lifestyle saw some major changes back in 2022 when Tatiana filed for divorce. Around that same time, she started experiencing symptoms of fentanyl poisoning.
This is its own category of crime, or let's say a potential crime, because as we speak, it's an allegation, nobody's been arrested and charged.
Grab your detective hats. After years of visiting hospitals, a Johns Hopkins specialist pinpointed Sana's problem, fentanyl poisoning. Initially, doctors were baffled by her recurring symptoms until they zeroed in on this specific toxin. The revelation led to serious questions about the oversight and potential continuous exposure to the poison. Up next, discover the shocking change when Sana changes her living arrangements.
She was intubated 6 times and was in and out of the hospital for 3 years. Ultimately, a doctor at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore determined she was experiencing side effects from fentanyl poisoning. Now, right away, when I'm thinking somebody's going to the hospital, poison doesn't jump into my mind. How would doctors make that leap to even test for potential poisoning?
Right, good question. Well, once one is admitted, and of course the patient would talk about what the symptoms are, we could detect fentanyl in the blood test and or the urine test. And just to remind the viewers, fentanyl is considered a synthetic opioid, which is basically 100 times the potency of heroin.
This next part will make your head spin. As soon as Sana moved out from the house she shared with Sergio, her health issues mysteriously stopped, which raised even more eyebrows. During her sworn deposition, when questioned if she thought her husband poisoned her, she confirmed her suspicions. This confession adds a dramatic twist to the narrative, highlighting the deep personal conflict. Stay tuned, because the psychological analysis is fascinating.
Question is, though, is it a far reach or is it not that Mr. Sergio Pino would have been the one potentially to put the fentanyl in some type of food? But allegedly, according to Mrs. Pino, the symptoms of her illness started shortly after she requested the divorce. Now again, curious, and it raises the question mark, but as we're saying, it's still merely an allegation. We can't necessarily yet say that it was Mr. Pino.
According to Tatiana, the Johns Hopkins doctor told her to stay with her sister rather than in her normal surroundings.
Ever wonder what drives someone to the edge? The narrative dives deep into the dark theme of familicide, where family members turn fatally against their own. Experts dissect the psychological and criminological elements, suggesting deep-seated personal motives are at play. This segment links the Pino case to other notorious familicide incidents, providing a broader context to the disturbing trend. Don't go anywhere. The investigation details are up next.
The other, and what tends to happen also, Sierra, with these high-profile divorce cases that are almost teeter-tottering on the harm to another and or conspiring to hurt somebody and or the potential of killing somebody. Some of these emotions, it's a theory I came up with, and it's called JAR, J-A-R, jealousy, anger, revenge. So sometimes those are elements too. Now again, we don't know with levels of specificity yet, based on once more of the FBI's findings. But let's just say hypothetically or potentially, what if one party was cheating on the other party? That could, of course, heighten these levels of the JAR motive, the jealousy, anger, revenge.
This investigation is peeling layers like an onion. In response to the ongoing investigation, the FBI swooped into Sergio's properties, searching high and low for clues that might connect him to the alleged poisoning. They scoured for digital breadcrumbs like fentanyl-related searches and suspicious financial transactions that might reveal motives or methods. The thoroughness of this search underscores the gravity of the allegations. The plot continues to thicken. See what unfolds next.
Whether it's going to be computer-related data, communication with others potentially to conspire. So those findings are going to be really important.
The FBI confirmed raids were performed on Sergio's home and office as part of their investigation.
Now, all of the search warrants of the family residence would allow investigators, the FBI of course, is the federal entity handling this, and so it would allow them to seize items such as what? Such as anything technologically related, computers, phones, data, things that might potentially point to communication.
Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled. Further complicating matters, Sergio is suspected of enlisting others to intimidate or harm Tsana, bringing additional charges against his supposed accomplices. This web of conspiracy suggests deeper and darker motives, raising the stakes of the legal battle. The involvement of multiple individuals not only complicates the narrative, but also adds dramatic layers to the potential legal consequences. The next segment will leave you on the edge of your seat.
But the fentanyl poisoning allegations aren't the only allegations Sergio Pino faces. Apparently, he's also being investigated for recruiting several others to do his bidding. Baron Bennett, Michael Dulfo, Edner Etienne, and Jaren Howard face a variety of charges, including a racketeering-related indictment for, quote, the intent to kill, injure, and intimidate. These men are accused of putting Tatiana and her sister, quote, in reasonable fear of death or serious bodily injury, during which time the men apparently stalked Tatiana, orchestrated a hit and run with her vehicle, and even burned 3 of her sister's vehicles.
What's next? Only time will tell. The discussion speculates about the future of this high-stakes drama, pondering if criminal charges will eventually ensnare Sergio. Should this case hit the courtroom, we might see family secrets spilled publicly, potentially devastating personal relationships and tarnishing reputations. The potential for such explosive developments keeps everyone eagerly awaiting the next developments. Watch closely, as the results of these extensive searches are about to be revealed.
They have children, it's a family, there's prominence to this family, and if and when somebody wants to hurt another person who's part of your family, it just has this stinging effect.
Sergio Pino's attorneys say he is fully cooperating with the federal raids, but deny any criminal wrongdoing. As for his 4 associates who face racketeering-related charges, they've all pleaded not guilty and are headed to trial next month.
Can you believe this? The officer halts the driver for missing taillights and dives straight into grilling about reports of stolen packages. The questioning hits peak curiosity about the mountain of boxes in the car. The driver's excuse: they were supposedly for building gingerbread houses, nabbed from the recycling bin. You gotta hear what's next.
Because I don't know why are we being asked if we have guns?
Well, stop right there. First off, you're driving without any taillights. Second off, we keep getting reports of people stealing packages off of porches. Where all these boxes come from?
We were building gingerbread houses. I got them at the recycling. I just stopped right there and got some.
From where?
Right there where I just passed the police at. He's underage. He's only 15.
Is this for real? The officer starts connecting dots with video footage from local Ring cameras trying to spot the porch pirate. Fast forward, and there's a match. Our suspect in a ski mask, explained away as a fashion choice to keep hair managed. Strap in, it's about to get more interesting.
Okay, so when we go watch these videos from all the Ring cameras of people stealing off the porches, is it going to be him? Because he's wearing a mask just like the person in the video.
No, that's because he keeps his hair down.
So he's wearing a ski mask because he
and
wears
it's
his hair
cold
down?
outside. Yes, it's cold.
He's in a car. Why would he be?
He's the one who does my deliveries.
Do you have a driver's
for me.
license on you?
No, sir. My mom does. Can I please just have her?
No. What's your name?
Taylor.
What's in the box? Our officer gets nosy about whether those boxes are just air or something more. Our suspect is unsure which boxes are filled, admitting some stash in the trunk. Watch how this box saga unfolds.
I'm sending you my location.
Are all these boxes empty?
Some of them are.
Which ones aren't?
I don't know. There was some in the trunk.
Can we look at them?
Yes.
Can you get your info for me?
No, Mommy.
Can you open the doors for me?
What's your name?
I'm scared, Taylor.
Things are heating up. Amidst some serious anxiety and a plea for her mom, our suspect tries spelling out her name and birth date. With teary-eyed drama, she manages to stutter out her full identity. Wait till you hear the next bit.
Date of birth.
12/21/1999.
All right, at this point, go ahead and step out for me. Put your phone right there for me.
Mommy!
Put your phone right
what's
there.
going on?
You're being detained as well.
Mommy!
Put
No,
your hands
Mommy, go to my house. Come get my phone.
Put your hands together.
My boyfriend, my dogs.
Put the back of your hands
Can you
together.
guys send my mom my location, please?
Hold on to your socks. The suspect's told to chill and listen as the officer outlines the rights and the juicy details of possessing a carload of allegedly stolen packages. The verdict drops. Car seized. You're both under arrest. Oh, and it gets juicier.
This is the Amazon theft stuff.
Yeah. Dude, they got like 20 packages in there.
Sit down right here for me, okay?
Please.
Alright, so like I just explained to you, okay? You don't have to answer questions if you don't want to. If you decide to answer questions, you can stop at any time. If you want to talk to a lawyer before answering any questions, you can also do that. So right now the car's being seized because you have a bunch of stolen packages in it, okay? He's under arrest and you're under arrest. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I mean, how many houses did you guys hit?
I don't.
Because you were literally throwing packages from houses that you stole from into other houses' front yard.
No, I was not.
But you're driving.
You can't make this stuff up. The suspect spills the beans about her young accomplice, all while trying to paint a picture of her desperate bid to pay rent. She's practically begging for a bond, citing her long list of responsibilities. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for what's coming.
Coda.
Huh? Coda? How old is he?
He's only 15.
Okay.
Can you please let me know what's gonna happen to me? Can I get like cited? Can I get a bond? Yes, sir. I have work and I have dogs and a kid at home.
So why are you out doing this?
Because I was trying to make my rent money and I was scared because the lady just texted me and told me she needed some money.
Who?
The rent lady. You could go check my phone. She just said she needed money.
So how do you know this kid? Like how did he get roped into helping you steal packages?
Because I was helping. His mom asked me to help her while she got on her feet, and so he was staying with me. But she didn't help me with nothing, and I'm trying.
Just when you think it can't get more bizarre, our suspect questions if she can just get a citation instead of the handcuffs. The officer's like, we need to sort through your treasure trove of packages first.
What is there, a female officer?
I just need to know if I can get what's gonna happen. Can you guys cite me and I get picked up or something?
Well, we gotta figure that out. You guys got a lot of packages there we gotta get through. We gotta figure all this stuff out. You just been following the Amazon driver around?
No. I just was seeing what houses had packages in certain areas. I didn't even get all of them.
So knowing what you know and knowing what you guys were doing, why would you start with such an attitude as soon as this officer tried to pull you over? You plugged the door up and started screaming what you're getting pulled over
No,
for?
I opened the door and I asked what I was getting pulled over for, and then I realized the taillights were off too.
This next part is a doozy. The suspect admits to a humble 10-house package snatching spree. Amidst pleas for leniency, she claims she's not usually this naughty. But wait, there's more.
So you don't know how many houses you hit?
No, it was probably like 10.
Okay.
I just don't want to be in trouble. I don't. I do whatever I have to do. I just need a citation or something if possible.
I don't know if that's going to be the course of action tonight, but we got to figure all that out. Okay, so put your feet back in there. If you need anything, just let that officer know.
Can you get the phone so I can talk to my mom, please?
Not right now. We'll get it for you in just a minute.
You call her when you have the ability to, which is not right now.
Okay, there you go.
Can you try to get me a citation, please?
I'm not handling any of this.
Grab your tissues, folks. The suspect is at her wit's end, begging the heavens for a break. With a voice crackling with emotion, she's screaming for her mom. The emotional roller coaster doesn't stop here.
Please, God, I'll do whatever. Don't do this to me. Excuse me? Please, Mommy, come get me. Please, Mommy. Excuse me?
What's the next twist? We learn the suspect's road trip now includes a pit stop at the Montgomery Police Department. She's all questions about what the police have in store for her. Don't go anywhere. The finale is up next.
What do they do at the police department?
Investigate. What we do?
Can you get my phone out of that car if it's being taken, please?
Car's coming too.
I'm not going to be able to get the car.
What did you say?
Do they usually release you from the police department?
I'm not sure what they're going to do. I can't give you any answers. It's completely their call.
Can you tell me how far of a drive it is?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Hang on. Step out and stand right there.
How much did we drink?
Just a little bit. Just like 2 beers.
You had more than that.
No.
All right. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Turn around. Bring your hand back.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Right out of the gate, things take a twist. The footage begins with the officer questioning the suspect, Gabby, about her alcohol consumption and her journey to the current location. Despite initially claiming to have had only 2 beers, Gabby soon admits to consuming more. This moment sets the stage for the unfolding situation, revealing her confusion about her whereabouts and the inconsistency in her story. Buckle up, because her story's about to get a whole lot bumpier.
Where you work?
The Waverly at Neptune.
How much did we drink?
Just a little bit. Just like 2 beers.
You had more than that.
No.
Well, You're not even close to Union. And how did you get here? What town are you in right now?
What do you mean?
Where are you right now?
Kenilworth.
Okay, so how'd you get to Kenilworth?
Took the Parkway.
The Parkway? You came from this way, though.
Yeah, I took the Parkway off. I took the Parkway, and I took off of the Parkway into Kenilworth, and I was going to go onto 22.
Just when you thought it was just a simple chat, Gabby drops a bombshell. She admits to hitting another vehicle and tries to justify her attempt to leave the scene by stating she was merely trying to get home due to her intoxication. This admission is critical as it directly relates to her impaired decision-making and establishes the premise for further sobriety testing. Strap in, the field tests are up next, and they're a doozy.
You see your tire, right? Yeah. Did you know you hit that car on Cross Street? Why'd you run? Because you've been drinking? You didn't run. You hit the car all the way over there, and you ended up over here.
I was just trying to
go home. You're trying to go home
I was just trying to pull over.
because you know you had a little bit too much to drink.
Just a little bit.
Okay. What's your name?
Gabby.
Okay, I'm Travis.
You can't make this stuff up. The officer initiates a field sobriety test, starting with the horizontal gaze nystagmus test, to assess Gabby's level of impairment. The careful explanation and the suspect's attempt to follow instructions highlight the procedural aspect of the test and Gabby's struggle to maintain focus, indicative of her intoxication. Keep your eyes peeled. You ain't seen nothing yet.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do right now, okay? I can smell the alcohol. You hit a parked car all the way over there, and you were trying to run.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you through a couple field sobriety tests because I think you are
That parked vehicle is going to be Fox 7.
more than 2 beers, right?
Fox 7.
I took like 3.
Alpha.
Now it's 3. Let's just honesty's gonna work
I'm
with
gonna be
you.
honest with you. I took a few beers.
A few?
Yeah.
What's a few? All right. Do me a favor, just lean up against your car for me, okay?
And now, for her next trick, the walk and turn test is conducted, where Gabby is instructed to walk heel to toe along a straight line. This test is particularly telling as it captures her inability to maintain balance and coordination, further supporting the officer's suspicion of her intoxication. Just wait until she tries the next test. It's like watching a toddler at a ballet recital.
We're almost done. Come on.
My contacts
I
are
got
blurry.
you. I got you. Wait, one more. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. You feel comfortable walking in those shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. What I want you to do is you're gonna stand right here for me, okay? Face me. You can kind of use this line.
Oh, perfect.
It's perfect, right? What you're gonna do? Okay, this is the walk and turn test, okay?
Okay.
What I want you to do right now is stand with your right foot in front of your left, with your heel touching your toe, arms down to your side.
Hold on to your coffee. Things are about to spill. A third sobriety test, the one-legged stand, is attempted. Gabby's difficulty in performing this test, coupled with her own admission of having arthritis, adds complexity to the assessment, but also underscores her impaired state. But hold the phone. The real kicker is just around the corner.
Stop counting. Took more steps. Count out loud for me. Come on. Okay. The last one is called the one-legged stand test, okay? Any injuries?
Well, I have arthritis.
Where?
In my ankles.
Which one? Both of them?
Both of them.
But they're fine? You're able to walk and run and do exercises and all kinds of stuff?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
4. Can I just get the key
That's
number
why
for
my balance is all types of fucked up.
Okay. Well, I think your balance is all types and messed up for other reasons right now. Okay. This is a little more of a level service. There's a little line there. Okay, so stand over here for me.
21 dash.
What I want you to do, any leg of your choosing,
06.
you're going to keep one on the ground and when I tell you to. So just stand like this for me, okay?
As the plot thickens, Gabby hears the 4 words no one wants to hear. You are under arrest. The moment of arrest is a pivotal scene where Gabby is informed she is being arrested for driving while intoxicated. The formal declaration and her reaction are crucial as they transition the interaction from investigation to enforcement. Fasten your seatbelts, because the ride in the squad car is up next and it's full of surprises.
All right. Do me a favor. Turn around, bring your hand 20 back. You were under arrest for driving while intoxicated. Okay? 5-3. I'm gonna need a tow, 1 under 450.
3.
Stay right there for a second, okay?
Trav, I'll swing back around.
Have a seat.
Only one car was damaged.
Get in. There we go.
You think this would slow down? But nope, there's more. The search of Gabby's vehicle provides further context to her situation. The officers discuss finding her belongings, including her purse and phone, which are necessary for processing and contacting someone for her release. This part of the procedure emphasizes the meticulous nature of police work post-arrest. Next up, the tow truck makes its grand entrance, and it's not just towing away a car, but a whole saga.
She was a headliner. Huh? She said she worked at a... I can't find her phone. Yeah, that's it. We need her insurance and everything. Here's the insurance. Really? Here.
Just when you thought we were wrapping up, the plot takes another twist. The wrap-up of the scene with the tow truck being called and the officer preparing to transport Gabby to the headquarters. This final moment sums up the entire incident, from field sobriety tests to arrest, highlighting the procedural completion and the sober reality of the consequences of drunk driving. Stay tuned. The police station holds more secrets yet to unfold.
Got it? No. Oh well. You want to wait for Sasparro? Yeah. I'm going to bring her back and start doing all this nonsense. I got it right here. Very good idea. There you go. You got the wallet and everything? Yeah, you can use that.
Did that really just happen? As the female suspect is brought in under a Code 5, tension is evident due to her prior uncooperative behavior. The officers carefully assist her out of the vehicle, ensuring she safely slides her feet out. This moment is critical as they prepare to remove her handcuffs, emphasizing safety and control in handling suspects. Just when you think it's all serious business, the next clip takes a lighter turn.
Code 5 female coming in.
I can't move anywhere. Can you unrest my handcuffs? It hurts.
What I need to know, Patricia, is if you're going to follow instructions.
My hands are blue.
We'll get it off in a second.
We're gonna take them off in just
We're about to take them off. We'll get them.
All right. It's just, you see my hands.
I know they are.
And now for something a little different. During processing, the suspect humorously comments on the unusual attention she's receiving from multiple officers. This lighthearted interaction contrasts with her previous competitive behavior, showing a different side to the police encounter. The officers respond with professionalism, offering medical assistance and trying to keep the atmosphere as calm as possible. Strap in, because the mood swings right back around.
Oh, you see that? That's not right at all.
All right, come on.
You didn't see how my hand is. Ow! I'm telling you, it hurts.
We'll help you out with some meds to help you.
Oh, you guys are cool. There's never been 5 people trying to assist me before.
You be able to stay out here nicely, or do we need to take you somewhere else?
If we would meet in different terms,
we'd be friends.
You would love me.
I probably would.
Here's where things get cheeky. The conversation takes a more personal turn as the suspect flirts with the officer, calling him cute and expressing a desire for a hug, which is promptly discouraged. This moment highlights the officer's efforts to maintain professionalism while managing a suspect whose behavior fluctuates between cooperative and overly familiar. Brace yourself. She's about to crank up the charm.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah. What are you gonna ask me?
You're cute.
Thanks. You're better now, though, right?
No, I need a hug.
No hugging.
No hug. So how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
So can I buy you dinner?
No.
You're married?
No, remember we're not talking about personal life.
We're not.
Ever see a tough cookie crumble? Here it is. The suspect acknowledges her prior aggressive act of spitting on an officer's face, apologizing for her rudeness. This apology marks a moment of accountability, showing her willingness to recognize and regret her actions. The officer appreciates her apology, noting that it's rare for inmates to express remorse genuinely. The vibe shifts again as we head into the next highlight.
So how did it go out there with her when you guys arrested her?
She didn't like police at all. No, not a big fight. Yeah, she spit right on the left side of my face.
Patricia!
Patricia, you know what you're getting charged with?
No, I don't.
For spitting in my face.
I didn't spit in your face.
Hey, spit on the left side of my face.
Did I? I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
No, like, I really am sorry. That is just rude. I could accept what I did.
That's nice of you. I'm glad you apologized.
Get ready for the legal lowdown. The suspect's charges are clarified as she is booked for unlawful acts, specifically for spitting on an officer. Her bail is set, and the legal consequences of her actions begin to crystallize, marking a pivotal point in her processing. This administrative procedure underscores the legal ramifications of her earlier behavior. Up next, she throws us another curveball.
Sit down. We're gonna take a picture in a minute, okay?
Together?
No. That was very nice of you to apologize.
Yeah, I didn't realize I did that. I told you how bad I felt.
That was actually very nice. Most inmates don't do that, so. This is a non-touching jail.
I really did. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Her paperwork's ready. Looks like they're charging her with unlawful acts of human excrement.
Watch as the booking turns personal. As the suspect is instructed to stand in a designated spot for her booking photo, she playfully looks out for her boyfriend, adding a personal element to the procedural setting. This moment provides a glimpse into her state of mind, juxtaposing her personal life with the stark reality of her current situation. The next segment reveals more unexpected banter.
You're gonna look right up here, okay?
Oh, there he is.
Who?
My boyfriend.
Oh, look right here. You can talk to him in a minute.
How's it going?
Hey, hi.
Hey!
What are you doing back here?
I just came to visit you.
Really?
Yeah, take a seat for me right behind you.
From walking so far to see him.
She walked a long way to see you. Yeah, she even forgot to pay for her cup of coffee.
You'll never guess what she does next. The suspect reflects on her decision to visit the police station, humorously narrating her journey and interactions before her arrest. This storytelling adds a lighthearted element to the dialogue, showcasing her personality beyond the criminal charges she faces. Hang tight as the conversation takes another dip into hilarity.
I didn't think I had a reason to run. The coffee sucked. And the customer's always right.
You know, the customer's always right.
When you
At
walk-
restaurants, at stores.
At jails. Could you get me a shirt, please? Okay.
He's a very good-looking man.
Okay. For your
Gotta
shirt.
put it on.
I'm sorry, I had a hard time with the...
And for the grand finale, in a concluding interaction, the suspect is informed about her release conditions, and she continues to engage in playful banter with the officers. This final moment captures her ongoing infatuation with one of the officers, wrapping up the encounter with a blend of humor and flirtation, even as she is reminded of the boundaries she must respect within the facility. What's next for our chatty suspect? Stay tuned to see how she wraps this up.
You're here for defrauding an innkeeper. So that means you're going to get released without paying any bail. So as long as you drink coffee, run, eat pie, run, anything like that, it's going to get you in jail for defrauding an innkeeper.
All right.
Good luck, Sean.
All right.
You're welcome. Bye.
Don't talk to the guys. Don't flirt with none of the officers. Go sit on the right side with the other females, okay?
She couldn't wait to talk to you. She comes in, the first thing she asked me is, that tall, dark, handsome officer with this spiky hair here? She said she walked all this way to see you, but she left without paying for her cup of coffee, so gotta pay the price.
You've got to see it to believe it. In Texas, officers handcuff 33-year-old Tasha Sponsler and place her in a cruiser. Despite being handcuffed, Sponsler manages a miraculous escape from her restraints and seatbelt. She waits until the officers are distracted before slipping one hand out of the cuffs, demonstrating both calmness and cunning. You think that's wild? Just wait until you see her hit the gas.
We kick things off in Texas, where members of the Lufkin PD are handcuffing 33-year-old Tasha Faye Sponsler. After being put in the police cruiser, the handcuffed Sponsler manages to undo her seatbelt, and then, despite officers being near the vehicle, she pulls off a Vegas-level magic trick by, ta-da, wiggling her one hand out of her handcuff. Sponsler remains calm, looks around, and makes sure the officers are adequately distracted before following up her previous trick with an even crazier encore.
Buckle up for this next bit of craziness. Sponsler steals the police cruiser, leading to a high-speed chase. She narrowly avoids spike strips laid out to stop her, showcasing her desperate determination to evade capture. The pursuit ends dramatically when she is eventually cornered and captured. Don't go anywhere. The courtroom drama up next is a doozy.
As the stolen cruiser shoots back onto the main road, it narrowly misses a row of spike strips. But eventually, the chase comes to a dramatic end.
Hold on to your coffee, because this courtroom scene is more intense than a season finale. After rejecting a plea deal for a 16-year prison sentence, Sponsler opts for a jury trial. The decision backfires as she is found guilty and receives a much harsher sentence of 45 years, highlighting the serious consequences of her actions. Next up, things get messy in a convenience store in Edmonton.
After rejecting a plea deal that would have given her 16 years in prison, Sponsler got the jury trial she wanted. Unfortunately for her, after being found guilty, she was sentenced to a staggering 45 years in prison.
Think that was intense? Check out this scramble in a convenience store. In Spruce Grove, Edmonton, a chaotic arrest unfolds involving Richard Parasow, who attempts to purchase a soda with a stolen credit card. The arrest escalates as Parasow's girlfriend, Brittany Burke, becomes entangled in a physical altercation with an officer and the store owner, leading to a disorderly scene reminiscent of a game of Twister. Keep watching, because Brittany's escape attempt is straight out of a sitcom.
It's 1:15 p.m. at the Ready Mart in Spruce Grove, Edmonton. And this man, 28-year-old Richard Parasow, has just been caught trying to buy a can of soda with a stolen credit card. Police have been called in to arrest the man, but he's not going quietly. After throwing his girlfriend, Brittany Burke, more on her in a minute, onto the officer and tangling with the store's owner, creating an impromptu game of Twister.
Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. Brittany Burke makes a dramatic attempt to escape through the store's ductwork. Her plan falls apart as she crashes through the ceiling, landing amidst the aisle decorations. This moment of desperation and chaos ends with her walking away and finally deciding to surrender. But hold your horses. The next episode at a Burger King in the Bronx takes the cake.
Meanwhile, with the entrance blocked by the owner, Brittany, the real star of this video, makes her move to the back of the store. Instead of trying the back door, she takes another, more daring route. After blowing absolutely any chance of anonymity right here, she crawls past the dusty Christmas decorations and heads for the ductwork and potential freedom. A seemingly good plan until it isn't. After using aisle 5 to break her fall, Burke miraculously walks away and finally decides to surrender. Backup arrives, and both Parasow and Burke are arrested.
And just when you thought it was safe to go back to fast food, in the Bronx, a woman boldly robs a Burger King, leaping across the counter and snatching $250 from the cash register. Despite the efforts of the staff to detain her, she manages to escape, leaving behind a scene of frustration and thwarted justice. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to switch gears to a high-octane chase in Arkansas.
Taking a more straightforward approach is the alleged suspect caught on camera in this next video released by the NYPD. As she approaches the cashier at this Burger King in the Grand Concourse section of the Bronx, there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary about this customer until she dives across the counter and takes a stab at the open cash register, swiping $250. Going above and beyond the call of duty, additional staff step in. But they don't have the suspect for long. She slides across the counter and makes her way towards the door with no sense of urgency, and with good reason. But for the staff of this Burger King, they get a moral victory for making sure the suspect walked out both hungry and empty-handed.
7. Ready for more adrenaline? This chase in Arkansas cranks it up a notch. A high-speed chase features police pursuing a stolen truck containing several loaded guns. The chase intensifies as police deploy spike strips, successfully hitting the vehicle but unable to immediately stop it, demonstrating the dangers and unpredictability of police pursuits. But the real jaw-dropper is coming right up, so stay tuned.
Finally, we're in Lamar, Arkansas, where police are in pursuit of a truck and trailer reportedly stolen by the owner just 10 minutes earlier. An even bigger problem, the vehicle's owner says there's several loaded guns inside the truck. A police unit is stationed near an on-ramp, about to deploy a spike strip, hopefully disabling the vehicle.
Spikes deployed, they got him. Lives in an icebox out the back.
The spike strips are successful, sending a mini freezer flying but the truck keeps going.
If you thought that was the climax, think again. The chase concludes with the truck driver, a woman, exiting the vehicle wearing nothing but sunglasses. This unexpected and bizarre end to the chase underscores the unpredictable nature of police encounters. She is tackled and arrested, facing multiple charges including aggravated assault and reckless driving. And that's a wrap, folks. Each clip more bonkers than the last.
Before the officer can get his car in park, the truck door swings open. It's the moment of truth for this pursuing officer. As the driver exits, they could be concealing a weapon, or not concealing anything at all.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
The driver who just led police on a dangerous high-speed chase is, in fact, a woman wearing nothing but a pair of sunglasses and who knows what on her head.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Police tackle the woman and place her under arrest. The suspect, later identified as 48-year-old Deidre Lewis, was charged with aggravated assault, theft, reckless driving, and fleeing.
Can you believe that just happened? At the very beginning of the video, a high-speed chase quickly transitions to a foot chase when suspects flee from their vehicle in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. This action-packed sequence begins with suspects abandoning their car and running, triggering a fast-paced pursuit by the officers on foot. If you think that was wild, just wait until you see what's coming up next.
Reverse!
What started out as a high-speed chase turns into a foot chase when suspects jump out of a vehicle in front of Wisconsin officers.
And foot bail, foot bail, foot bail. 3 occupants.
The entire incident stemming from an alleged retail theft at a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Keep your hands in your back.
Please don't be rude.
This part is a real nail-biter. As the suspect vehicle stops temporarily behind another vehicle, an officer discusses the strategic placement of stop sticks and calls for additional backup, concerned that the suspect might flee again. This planning shows the tactical considerations in real time, with officers preparing for various outcomes. You won't want to miss the edge of your seat moment that follows.
But after taking an off-ramp, the suspect stops on the side of the road, behind another vehicle.
We're stopped right now, about the 110 block of Capitol. Foot still on the brake. I don't know if they're going to keep going. They're behind a disabled vehicle.
The officer calls in for backup, saying he's worried the car may speed off again. He also calls for stop sticks, just in case the driver makes a break for it.
146, I'll wait for another vehicle to come in case I exit and they take off again. Again, we're eastbound Capitol, about the 110 block.
Feel the tension building? An officer decides to approach the suspect's vehicle on foot while it's stationary, with another officer ready to pursue if the suspect attempts to flee. This moment is tense, with clear commands being issued to the suspect to roll down the windows, which they initially ignore, heightening the standoff. Stick around. Things are about to heat up even more.
While the first officer stays in his squad car, the other approaches the suspect's vehicle on foot.
606 is going to approach. Their foot's still on the brake, and if they try to take off again, I'll follow.
Can you make announcements for them to roll down their windows?
Yep. Driver of the Camry, roll all your windows down now. Driver of the Camry, roll your windows down now.
The officer calls for the suspect to roll down the windows, but they refuse.
Things are getting spicy now. Despite repeated commands, the suspect refuses to comply, not rolling down the windows or exiting the vehicle. This non-compliance leads to a critical moment where officers have to maintain high alert, ready for any sudden movements as they attempt to resolve the standoff peacefully. The action is about to escalate. You'll be on the edge of your seat.
160 on 23. I'm set up at Grand Tosa, Capitol.
146. 606 is trying to make contact. We're not getting compliance with the driver to roll the windows down. Foot still on the brake.
This continues on as officers remain ready for the suspect to speed off.
Hold on to your coffee, because here comes a game changer. As the situation intensifies, an officer quickly deploys stop sticks in front of the suspect's vehicle to prevent them from escaping. This quick action is crucial, as moments later, the suspect attempts to drive away, showing the necessity of the stop sticks, which immediately come into play. The chase isn't over yet. It's about to get even more intense.
You want to grab my sticks and try and slide them under the car? Yeah. On driver's side, in case they try and take off.
Soon, another officer brings out a set of stop sticks and places them under the suspect's car.
Got sticks in front of the vehicle right now.
I'm here.
Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, after evading the initial containment, the suspect's vehicle speeds off again, leading to another high-speed chase. The officers pursue the vehicle as it weaves through traffic, highlighting the perilous nature of the chase as speeds reach dangerous levels. Fasten your seatbelt. The final showdown is just around the corner.
Reverse! Attack. And 146 vehicles taken off again.
This continues as the suspect weaves in and out of traffic.
Attack. And 146 vehicles taken off again. Looks like the sticks hit. Traffic is medium. They are weaving in and out of traffic.
And here's the grand finale you've been waiting for. The chase concludes with the suspects abandoning their vehicle and attempting to flee on foot. Officers quickly adapt to the situation, chasing the suspects through a neighborhood. The successful deployment of a police canine leads to the discovery and arrest of a hidden suspect, culminating in a tense but effective resolution to the day's events. What a roller coaster ride of a chase. Talk about a thrilling conclusion.
As officers search through a nearby neighborhood for the suspect who ran in that direction.
Yeah, it was a crashed at like 84 in southeast corner of Capitol into like that old fur store. Yeah, I think so.
When a police canine starts barking, first responders are quick to notice a suspect hidden behind a garbage can. The woman was later identified as Dariana Anderson.
Hey, get your hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
You gonna get bit? Come on, come on.
Get your hands up! I see you behind the garbage can. Face away from me. Face away.
Face away. Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
All right, I got cover. On the knees, let's get her.